All right, Mark, I've got to ask, what's this I hear about Meta flipping the script on fact-checking? It's all over my feeds, which, is a little ironic.
Oh man, Jenny, it's huge. So basically, Meta's ending its third-party fact-checking program here in the US. They've been working with independent fact-checkers since, 2016, right? To flag all that, iffy stuff floating around on Facebook and Instagram,
Right, the whole thing with labeling posts as false or partially false and adding those context boxes, that was the third-party deal, yeah?
Exactly. But now, they're pulling the plug on that. At least in the US.
Okay, so what's the plan now? Are they just going to let all the misinformation run wild? I can already picture the chaos.
Haha, no. They're switching to something called community notes. Have you ever seen that on X? It used to be called Birdwatch.
Community notes. Vaguely familiar. That's where users can add their own 2 cents, right? Like, if someone posts something fishy, other users can chime in with context?
That's the one. So instead of Meta partnering with professional fact-checkers, they're putting the power in the hands of, us. The users.
Interesting. So it's like crowdsourced fact-checking? I guess that makes sense on some level. More democratic, maybe?
That's what they're saying. I was reading Zuckerberg's announcement, and he's talking about prioritizing free expression and, get this, he thinks the fact-checkers were, and I quote, too politically biased.
Whoa, really? That's a pretty bold claim. I mean, I can see how some people might feel that way, but too biased? That feels a bit charged.
Yeah, it's definitely stirring up some controversy. Neil Brown, the president of the Poynter Institute, they own PolitiFact. He was pretty clear. He said, facts are not censorship. And that Meta is using inflammatory language. Strong words.
I guess it all boils down to that age-old question, right? How do you balance free speech with the need to, not have everyone believing everything they read online?
Right? It's a tough one. And here's the thing about community notes. It's not just about slapping a true or false label on things. It's about adding context. Like, someone might say, this politician voted against this bill. And a community note might add, well, yeah, but the bill also included this other controversial thing.
Okay, I see. So it's more about providing nuance, additional information, different perspectives. But can your average user really be trusted to do that accurately and, more importantly, without their own biases creeping in?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, in theory, it's great. You've got a diverse group of users, all bringing their own knowledge and experiences to the table. But it's the internet. Things can get messy.
Messy is an understatement. Remember that whole thing with, what was it called? Oh yeah, Bodie McBoatface?
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Ha. That was a classic example of the internet doing its thing. Crowdsourcing gone wild.
Exactly. So what's to stop something similar from happening with community notes? A bunch of people could just gang up and push their own agenda, right?
Well, supposedly, for a note to become visible, it has to be rated as helpful by a diverse group of users. I'm not sure how they determine diverse, though.
Sounds a bit vague. And what about speed? Fact-checkers, for all their flaws, were pretty quick at debunking things, especially during, breaking news events.
That's another valid concern. I guess we'll have to see how quickly the community can mobilize. I mean, X has been using community notes for a while now. Maybe we can look at their track record to get an idea.
That's a good point. But even if it's effective, it feels like Meta is kind of sidestepping responsibility, Like, here, you guys deal with the misinformation, we're just the platform.
Yeah, it's like what's the word? It's like when you hire a contractor instead of an employee so you don't have to deal with benefits and stuff. Outsourcing. They're outsourcing the problem.
Haha, right. It's a bit like that. So what did Zuckerberg say, again? Something about fact-checkers destroying trust?
Yeah, he said they destroyed more trust than they have created. Which, is a pretty big statement.
It seems like a convenient way to justify the change, especially after, the whole election thing and Zuckerberg meeting with the former president.
Right? The timing is definitely interesting, to say the least. And think about it. There were, 10 fact-checking partners in the U.S. that just got cut.
Wow. That's a whole lot of expertise just gone. I wonder what those organizations are going to do now.
Yeah, it's a big shakeup for the whole fact-checking industry. They'll probably have to find new ways to operate. Maybe partner with different platforms or, focus more on media literacy or something.
It's just, I don't know, Mark. It feels like we're entering uncharted territory here. Like, what happens when the next big election rolls around and there's a flood of misinformation, but no professional fact-checkers to, stem the tide?
I guess we're about to find out. It's a huge experiment, really. And the stakes are pretty high, wouldn't you say?
For sure. We'll be watching this one closely. All right, well, on that slightly unsettling note, I think it's time to wrap things up. Thanks for breaking it all down, Mark.
Anytime, Jenny. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Until next time, watch what you read on the internet. Or should I say, start adding those community notes.
Haha, right. See you next time, everyone.